So, welcome to Jumbo IS and welcome to our lecture series called Daily MCQ Practice. In this lecture series, we cover a particular day's current affairs through a set of 4 to 5 MCQs. The idea behind this lecture series is very simple. We want you to cover your current affairs because current affairs form a very important portion of your prelims examination. Around 40 to 50% of the MCQs are directly or indirectly related to current affairs. Therefore, you cannot ignore current affairs at all. And what better way to cover these current affairs than by getting the much needed MCQ practice on a daily basis? Because if you'll practice 4 to 5 MCQs from current affairs on a daily basis, then you would have practiced 1200 MCQs before your prelims exam. And 1200 MCQs from the topic of current affairs alone, that's it, just current affairs, are more than sufficient. You wouldn't have to worry about your current affairs portion as far as prelims exam is concerned. You'll go into the exam a little secure. So make this lecture series a part of your daily routine. Make it a daily habit of yours. All right, let's begin today's session, starting with question number 1. Consider the following statements regarding farmer-producer organization. India has achieved the target of creating 10,000 FPOs under a central sector scheme. NABARD has been mandated under the scheme to help state governments establish FPOs. Credit Guarantee Fund, the facility of ONDC, has been provided to these FPOs. So look, you know what farmer producer organization is? When all these small farmers come together for collectivized farming. They come together, they pool their land, they pool their resources and farm together. So collectivized farming. For that, these farmers come together and create a farmer producer organization, and this farmer producer organization is registered under Section 8 of Companies Act. Now, government knows that if you want to save agriculture from many problems, you need to tell farmers to create these FPOs, because together these farmers can solve most of their own problems. But if they come together, if they are individual, well, it is very difficult to face these challenges. That's why government has been encouraging formation of FPOs. Government launched a central sector scheme under which 10,000 FPOs would be established. Okay, and recently government has achieved this target. Okay, so government has achieved this target of establishing 10,000 FPOs under this central sector scheme. Absolutely correct. Now the thing is that government, while launching this scheme, also launched many initiatives so that FPOs are established. In fact, government, Ministry of Agriculture actually mandated small farmers agribusiness consortium. Okay, SFAC. Ministry of Agriculture actually mandated SFAC to help state governments establish FPOs in their own state. Though NABARD is also part of this scheme, but Ministry of Agriculture actually mandated SFAC to help state governments. So this statement is false. Now, once these FPOs are established under these schemes, under this scheme, FPOs would also be supported. Okay, so government launched credit guarantee fund for these FPOs. Government also registered them on open network digital commerce. Okay, so that these FPOs can sell their products online using e-commerce. Rather than selling these products in mandis, they can sell them online, so that e-commerce facilities are also available to farmers. So that is why government registered them on ONDC. Okay, so this statement is correct. Only two statements are correct. The answer is B. Question number 2. Consider the following statements regarding obesity in India. As per WHO, Indians with body mass index greater than 30 are classified as obese. As per National Family Health Survey, Indian men have higher obesity rates than Indian women. Majority of deaths in India come from non-communicable diseases. Okay, now which of the above statements are correct? Okay, so the thing is, WHO defines obesity based on BMI, body mass index. Okay, so if your BMI is greater than 30, then you're categorized as obese internationally. And if it is between 25 to 30, then you are categorized as overweight. But for Indians, this classification is a little different. In case of Indians, not globally, Indians, if your BMI is greater than 25, then you are categorized as obese. So as per WHO, Indians, okay, had it been internationally, then 30 would have been correct. But for Indians, it's not 30, it is 25. So this statement is false. Now, as per National Family Health Survey, Indian men have a higher obesity rate than Indian women? No. In fact, as per NFHS 5, 24% of females are obese and 22 to 23% of males are obese. So females have a higher obesity rate than males in India. Okay, that's generally counterintuitive, but that is the case. Remember this, females have a higher obesity rate in India. Okay, majority of deaths in India come from non-communicable diseases. Yes. So non-communicable diseases contribute to 63% of the deaths in India. And non-communicable diseases are those diseases which are not contacted through basically these are non-infectious diseases. Okay, non-communicable diseases are those diseases which you don't get through bacteria, virus, and all that microorganisms. Non-communicable diseases are like heart attack, diabetes, chronic kidney failure. These are basically lifestyle diseases. Okay, and they contribute most to the mortality rates in India. So this part is correct, only 3C. Question 3. Consider the following statements regarding Swavlambini scheme. It is a vocational training scheme for females in higher education institutes of India. It was launched by Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship at Chaudhry Charan Singh University, Meerut. Niti Aayog and National Institute of Entrepreneurship and Small Business Development are its implementing agencies. So recently Ministry of Skill Development launched Swavlambini scheme. Now, what is this Swavlambini scheme? In India's higher education institutes, like colleges and universities, these are called higher education institutes. Well, there will be special training programs for women to learn entrepreneurship, so that these women, once they're out of their colleges, they can start their own business. Okay, so these entrepreneurship programs, training workshops would be conducted in India's higher education institutes, and this scheme is known as Swavlambini scheme. So it's not a vocational training institute. Vocational training means skill training, like learning plumbing, electrician, electrical works, all that. That is vocational. This teaches entrepreneurship, business creation. So it's not vocational. Otherwise, this entire statement would have been correct. So this statement is false. Now, it was definitely launched by Ministry of Skill Development at Chaudhry Charan Singh University, yes. And the implementing agencies for Swavlambini scheme are Niti Aayog and this National Institute of Entrepreneurship and Small Business Development. So this part is also correct, 2 and 3, D. Question 4. Which of the following statements is are correct regarding Dramatic Performances Act? It is a colonial era law that banned street performances that were deemed seditious, defamatory, and obscene. This law was declared unconstitutional by Supreme Court on the basis of it being violative of Article 19, Clause 1, Subclause A. Article 372 of the Indian Constitution allowed British era laws to continue until repealed. Okay. So the thing is, in 19th century, the Britishers were scared of nationalist movement of nationalism in India. And these nationalists, freedom fighters, used to spread their ideas through newspapers, magazines, periodicals, and even street plays and street music activities. Okay, dramatic performances. So to control the spread of these ideas, colonial government created Dramatic Performances Act, under which any dramatic performance, if it is deemed seditious, that means anti-British, defamatory or obscene, can be banned. The performers can be jailed and even fined. Okay, now this was enacted in 19th century. Clear? And when India got independence, in India's constitution, there is this article called Article 372. Article 372 says that British era laws will continue to operate in India even after independence until or unless they are repealed by Parliament, or they are struck down by the courts, or they are challenged by the courts. Okay, until this happens, these laws would continue. So many British era laws still continue in our country. It's because of Article 372. So this part is correct. Therefore, Dramatic Performances Act also continued, but it was challenged in Allahabad High Court in 1956 under the pretext that this law is against Article 19, Clause 1, Subclause A, which is freedom of speech and expression. This law is violative of fundamental right of freedom of speech and expression as mentioned in Article 19, Clause 1, Subclause A. And Allahabad High Court ruled in this pretext favor, and Allahabad High Court says that this law is unconstitutional because it violates Article 19. Okay, so it was declared unconstitutional not by Supreme Court but by Allahabad High Court. So this statement is false because of the word Supreme Court over here. Otherwise, this statement would have been correct. Okay. Now, it is a colonial era law that banned street performances that were deemed seditious, defamatory, obscene. Absolutely correct. So 1 and 3 only. And last, identify the protected area which is best described by the following features. Protected areas like wildlife sanctuaries, national parks, biosphere reserves, all these. So identify the protected area by looking at these features. So it has tropical evergreen and semi-evergreen forests. It is famous for lion-tailed macaque and great-eared nightjar. Spiders of Epidilexia genus are found here. Mansar and Manhar rivers pass through it. Okay. So the thing is that tropical evergreen forests are mostly found in Western Ghats, and that too mostly in Kerala only. Clear? Plus, lion-tailed macaque and great-eared nightjar are famous in the Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve, Agastyamalai Biosphere Reserve only. Okay. Plus, recently, this was in the news that spiders, a particular type of spiders that were only believed to be found in Sri Lanka, were found in this sanctuary in Kerala. Okay. And Mansar and Manhar rivers are of Kerala. So, if you are able to identify that these are the features of Kerala, then you can easily answer this question. Tropical evergreen forests are not found in Dudhwa National Park, Kaziranga National Park, Panna Tiger Reserve has savanna-like climate. Shenderni Sanctuary, Kerala is the right answer. Okay. And with that, we conclude today's current affairs through MCQs. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Please do not forget to revise this lecture. And by revision, I mean taking a look at written detailed solutions to each and every MCQ discussed above. Now, these written detailed solutions are found in our notes, and these notes are shared on our Telegram platform. Now, where can you find our Telegram platform? Just below this video, in the comment section, you'll find a link. You just have to click on that link. It will take you to our Telegram channel, and from there, you can download the notes for not just this lecture, but all the other lectures featuring on our YouTube channel. On that note, I'll be signing off. Thank you so much, everyone.